Production possibilities frontier, or PPF, shows A, all combinations of two goods that can be produced given the resources and technology currently available. So that is true. The other answer choices are going to be incorrect. The amount of output that can be produced from a given quantity of money. C, that is also incorrect. It's not the relationship between the price level and the quantity of output. And D is also incorrect. So production possibilities frontier shows all combinations of two goods that can be produced given the resources and technology currently available. A production possibilities frontier holds constant the number of workers, the level of capital, technology. D is the correct answer. All of these answers are correct. Those things are held constant. If any of these things would change, there'd be a new production possibilities frontier associated with that different level of resources. An economy can produce inside its production possibilities frontier. That is true. On its PPF curve, that is true. Outside and beyond its PPF curve, that is wrong. So question or answer choice D here is correct. Answer E are the correct answers. The PPF curve is A, downward sloping. That is correct. The other answer choices are wrong. Suppose an economy is producing on its PPF curve. Which of the following statements are true? To produce more of one good means producing less of the other good. That is true. The economy is producing efficiently, getting the most it can from its resources. That is also true. Scarcity has been eliminated. That is wrong. Scarcity will never be eliminated. So answer choice D is correct. A and B are the correct answers. The PPF illustrates the following concepts. It does illustrate scarcity, does illustrate opportunity cost, it illustrates trade-off, it illustrates efficiency. So these answer choices are correct. All answers are correct. The PPF curve shifts rightward from A, an increase in labor. That's correct. B, an increase in capital. That is correct. C, a decrease in unemployment. That is wrong. A changing level of the unemployment rate does not cause the PPF curve to shift. And D, technological advancement or improvement, that will cause the PPF curve to shift rightward. So A, B, and D are correct. Decrease in unemployment is represented by A and B are wrong. That does not shift the PPF curve. A movement down and along the PPF curve, that is incorrect. Answer choice D is correct. It's going to be a movement from inside the PPF curve to a point closer to or even on the PPF curve. So answer choice D. The slope of the PPF curve represents A is incorrect. B, the opportunity cost of producing one more unit of output. That is true. And the rest of these are incorrect. So answer choice B here is what the slope of the PPF curve is representing, the opportunity cost of producing one more unit of a good. A PPF curve that is a straight line indicates that the opportunity cost of producing additional units of a good stays constant. That is true. B is incorrect and C is incorrect. So the correct answer choice here is going to be A. We're going to have constant opportunity cost when you have a straight lined PPF curve. A recession, or idle resources in this case, is represented by a point A inside the PPF curve. That is correct. This would be inefficient production, so point A. The rest of these answer choices are wrong. What happens to the PPF curve if there's economic growth? That is an increase in the output of goods and services. The PPF curve shifts rightward and away from the origin. That is the correct answer. These other choices are incorrect. Now let's do some graphical questions. Which point or points represent efficient production? It's going to be answer choice E. A, B, C, and D. A, B, C, and D are all efficient points of production. So any point on the PPF curve is efficient production. Which point or points represent inefficient production? That's going to be any points inside the PPF here. So point Y, for example. So answer choice D is correct. What is the maximum number of clocks that can be produced? So looking here at the vertical axis where we're measuring clocks, and the most that we can produce here is this vertical intercept, or 20. So answer choice A is correct. What point represents that all resources are being used to produce lamps? So if all resources are allocated to lamp production, what point would that be? That is going to be point D down here. So the maximum amount of lamps that we can produce here is 10, and that is going to be our answer choice. The economy does not have the resources to produce at point. The economy cannot produce beyond its PPF curve here, so answer choice A here at point X. So point X is unattainable. The economy doesn't have the resources or technology to produce beyond its limit, the PPF curve. Which combination of clocks and lamps can this economy produce? This economy can produce 14 clocks and 3 lamps. That is going to be a point on the PPF. So finding 14 clocks, moving over to find 3 lamps. That is a point on the PPF. How about 4 clocks and 8 lamps? Here's 4 clocks, moving across. Here's 8 lamps, so that would be a point on the PPF. So the economy can produce 4 clocks and 8 lamps. How about 6 clocks and 8 lamps? Here's 6 clocks, and 8 lamps would be over here. That'd be a point outside the PPF, so the economy cannot produce 6 clocks and 8 lamps. That is unattainable. What about 0 clocks and 10 lamps? The economy can produce 0 clocks and 10 lamps, point D. So the correct answer here is going to be answer choice A, B, and D. A, B, and D. The economy cannot produce at point C. The opportunity cost of moving from point A to point B. As we move from point A to point B, the economy gives up producing 6 clocks, 16 minus 10. So that is going to be the answer. So the opportunity cost here of producing more lamps as we move from A to B is the number of clocks that must be sacrificed to do that, and that's going to be 16 minus 10, or 6 clocks. The opportunity cost of moving from point C to point B. When we move to point C to point B, what do we give up? We give up producing lamps. How many lamps do we give up producing? We give up producing 1, 6 minus 5. So the answer here is D, 1 lamp. The opportunity cost of producing 1 more lamp is, so in this diagram here, every time we produce 1 more lamp, we give up producing 2 clocks. And the way you can think about it, you can basically think of it as the slope of this line here, the slope of the PPF. We could take 20 and divide it by 10. I'm ignoring minus sign here, so just the absolute value of the slope. So 20 divided by 10 gives us the slope of this line. Once again, ignoring the minus sign, so that's going to be 2 clocks. The opportunity cost of producing 1 more clock is, it's just going to be a half a lamp. Okay, so we can think of the opportunity cost of producing 1 more clock is just the reciprocal of the slope. So if the slope is 2, the reciprocal is going to be 1/2. So 1/2 of a lamp. A decrease in unemployment could be associated with the movement from point C to point X. No, that's incorrect. Point B to point D. No, that's just a movement along the PPF. Point A to point Y. Nope. And finally, the correct answer here is from point Y to point B. That could be a movement associated with a decrease in unemployment. Of a recession, okay, unemployment falls, and we're now producing efficiently. The movement from point A to point B requires, the correct answer here is C, that resources get reallocated from clock production to lamp production. So to move from point A to point B, we need more resources in lamp production. How do we get those resources? We take those resources out of clock production. The shape of the following PPF curve best illustrates the law of increasing opportunity costs. That is correct. As we produce more of one good, the opportunity cost of that increases. So as we keep producing more and more of one good, its opportunity cost will rise. It will no longer stay constant. So answer choice A here is correct. B, C, and D are incorrect. As the production of lamps increases, the opportunity cost of producing lamps, A, increases. This is, again, the law of increasing opportunity cost. So answer choice A is correct here. As the production of clocks increases, the opportunity cost of producing clocks will increase. Again, the law of increasing opportunity cost. Producing more and more units of one good comes at a higher and higher opportunity cost. So answer choice A. The opportunity cost of moving from point A to point B. Once again, we want to ask what is being sacrificed as we move from point A to point B. Clock production is falling. It falls from 15 to 7. So 8 clocks is the answer. Answer choice B is correct.